Did you know if your athlete lacks focus on the court, it would hinder their performance? Did you know focusing on what matters is not an easy task because there's so many distractions, including social media? But more importantly, did you know your athlete can be taught to focus on what matters so he can be successful every time? I've been working with athletes from junior high to semi-professional for over 25 years. And at some point in time, they must revisit how to focus on task-relevant cues. I am Dr. Delice Coffey. I'm a psychologist and a mental game coach. As a psychologist, I work with athletes on their mental health. As a mental game coach, I help athletes get their mind and body in sync so they can be successful on the court. Today, I would like to share with you how to identify and eliminate task-irrelevant cues. Elite athletes, they understand this. They have mastered the art of zone-like focus, and they know what cues are irrelevant, and they know what cues are relevant. That's why they're so successful. There are many distractions, and all athletes have the ability to identify and eliminate the task-irrelevant cues. However, the lack of focus on what's relevant, it hinders this process. The pathway to a zone-like focus is hindered by internal or external irrelevant cues. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're internal or external. If they're not serving you in the here and now, it's an irrelevant cue. Understanding irrelevant cues, it will help you to focus and refocus quickly when things are not going quite the way you want it to be. The first task is gathering zone-like focus is to analyze the cues. Determine if they're task relevant or task irrelevant. Anything that's not in the present moment is an irrelevant cue. Consider your inner voice. Is it speaking in the past tense over previous mistakes or previous actions that didn't serve you well? Is it in future tense, thinking about what may happen after the game or in a couple of days from now? Everything that's not in the here and now is an irrelevant cue. All thoughts and actions must be in the present moment if you want to perform your best. The mentally prepared athlete, they understand this. That's why they're successful. Task-irrelevant cues are distractions, and they're unrelated to your performance in the present. Learning to identify and to eliminate these distractions, it would improve your performance and you would be successful on the court. Internal irrelevant cues, they come from within. There are things like your thoughts, your feelings, the images in your head, and they are self-induced and they're very disruptive. Internal cues, there are also things like worrying about an argument you had with your spouse, your parents, your girlfriend, your boyfriend before the game. Or it could be thinking about the after party if you win. It could be concerned about what the crowd is thinking or what you think the crowd is thinking. It's also self-doubt. It's a lack of confidence. All of those things will interfere with your performance. It's focusing on what people think. Oh my goodness, how damaging is that? And it could be something that happened a day ago, a week ago, or a month ago. Those are irrelevant cues and they do not serve you well. External cues, they come from the environment. There are things like the crowd noise or the weather conditions. It could be the temperature in the gym, whether it's too hot or too cold, or even how your jersey fits. Those are external irrelevant cues, and if you focus on them, you got it. They will not serve you well and you will not have a good performance. All irrelevant cues take your thought and your focus away from what you're supposed to be doing. And if your thoughts and your focus is not in the here and now, it will hinder your performance every time. If you want more information on how to eliminate task-irrelevant cues and stay focused on what matters, that will elevate your game, and you can get that information at dcmentaltrainingu.com. And remember, physical is part of it, and mental is the heart of it.